Last of all, you will see dogs who travel after whale, yet storm the gates of hell itself with a taste of a mermaid's tale. Who come from long lands.
My name is Linda Morel, and this is Matt, and we're here today doing a small piece in commemoration of Remembrance Day. It made sense to me to do some of this here because the shipyards, although they have been primarily building lake freighters for the Great Lakes, in the war were commissioned by the Royal Canadian Navy to make about 20 corvettes and minesweepers. And so I thought, you know, this is a good place to start this little story. Wouldn't you agree?
Sounds good. Close to home.
Yeah, super. And what a great day.
Good day, miss. May I watch?
Sure.
You're talking about the lake freighters. I know something about those. You heard of the great storm that happened 100 years ago this week?
No, I'm sorry, I can't say I have. I've been concentrating on Remembrance Day and, you know, in this production. Tell me more.
Well, it happened on the Great Lakes. Over 200 seamen lost their lives, and 12 ships were lost.
It's awful.
Yeah, he's right. I heard about it on the radio the other day. It was horrible. How old are you, kid? How do you know about this?
Today's my birthday. I'm 16.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. My father was a seaman, but he died before I was even 13.
That's sad.
And I've always wanted to be on the water ever since I was a little kid. And I'm waiting here for my mom and brother. And that's why I'm here.
Perhaps we could get these two stories together. I mean, that would be a good storyline for the situation. What do you think?
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. How about it? You want to tell your story?
I'd rather listen, but if you miss something, I'll put it in.
Yeah, so between November 5th and November 10th, over 100 years ago, the seamen were still out on the water. Even though it's late in the season and they didn't normally like being out here because the weather was usually bad, they still needed the money. So it was just like a day like today, unseasonably warm, and knowing that a gale force would come up without warning. But they were never prepared because they didn't have proper weather forecasts back then.
They didn't even listen to weather forecasts either. They followed their own sense, but that never worked. There was this old saying, if a halo rings the moon or sun, rain will be coming on the run. And there was a halo on Thursday, November 6th.
Where'd you get your information?
It's hard to say. It's like I was there.
The Great Lakes have storms come up suddenly and often without warning. And that's what happened on that day over 100 years ago. The men were out at sea and there was 3 systems came up, one right after the other. There were 35-foot waves. The captains couldn't see 2 feet in front of them. And when the ships were passing each other, there was word that they could see the ships break apart right before their eyes. Most of the sailors tried to escape, either getting onto their lifeboats or swimming away, but the water was just too cold and most of them just froze.
And some of them were very young.
Yeah, I heard about that. There's the Wexford. The captain of the boat was only 24 years old. Can you imagine that? The Wexford was built in England. It was meant to withstand the ocean, but when it was out on the Great Lakes that day, it didn't have a chance. It was found in 72 feet of water, standing upright.
That was a really good ship.
How do you know that?
Well, I just know. I mean, think about it. It landed completely upright and didn't break or anything.
What's your name?
My name is Oren.
Are you a history buff? Are you in high school?
I never really had a love for schooling. I have to go now. Good luck with the story.
Oh, wow. Okay. That was uncanny.
In the radio program, at the end of it, the announcer was telling us about a 16-year-old boy who was on this Wexford, and his name was Oren. Yeah, and he died at sea, and his body washed up on the shores of the Great Lakes. And during the time in Collingwood, there was a great epidemic, and his mother and brother weren't able to go to the funeral, so they ended up bringing his body to them so they could see him.
Lake Huron rolls Superior sings in the rooms of her ice water mansion. Old Michigan steams like a young man's dreams. The islands and bays are for sportsmen. And farther below, Lake Ontario takes in what Lake Erie can send her. And the iron boats go, as the mariners all know, with the gales of November